Ahoy and welcome, lassies. If you're a laddie, you shall walk the plank. This has been in recording since June and / July, and now it's October. So me and my boyfriend were going to Närcon in the summer in 2025, and we wanted to dress up, and I chose to be Ariel, and he was Eric. Now, Ariel isn't my favorite Disney princess, it's actually Belle, but that it would be kind of hard to make Anders' costume in that case, so I did not do that. Plus, Ariel's blue dress is one of the cutest ones. And obviously this costume has been done for quite a while, and I am wearing that shirt all the time. Literally, it's so comfortable. I even made this based off of that pattern, and I even made one other, so 2 shirts based on that one, so 3 shirts in total, and I love them, they're so comfortable, oh my gosh. And there isn't much more to say, so let's just get on with it. Okay, so I did mention that it's October now, but to be fair, people are dressing up like Ariel at this time of year. I even saw someone on Instagram who did the Mermaid version, which looks really cold, but more power to them. It still looked good. So for the corset, I used a pair of jeans that I thrifted, and I basically cut up the legs and made a pattern from that. The other fabric is a bedsheet that I bought specifically to use for sewing. It's a cotton sateen. And I sewed the lining together, and then I sewed the main fabric together. And then, of course, I pressed everything. When it comes to corsetry, that's pretty important. I also just sew the edges together and turn it inside out. Then I marked with shawl how wide the tunnels were going to be. I did sew channels directly on top by top stitching, and I did that on the sides of the seams, so it became tunnels for the boning, and that also held the thing in place. Then I cut 2 really long strips to bind off the top and bottom edges. And I did that by, on the right side of the fabric, I stitched it down. Then I turned it over and hand stitched the back. So Närcon was fun. We mainly wanted to go this year because Hannah Vibera was there, and though they are artists that I really like, and I really wanted to buy some of their artwork. And it was really fun. We did splurge a little, mostly on just art. We got a bunch of art, Anders got a bunch of duck stickers and pins, and he also found his new favorite artist, who draws pretty much only ducks. And I bought the Hannah Vibera posters and a print of the doll from Bloodborne and the Firekeeper from Dark Souls 3. So, this is what we have left of the pants. This is the new fashion. What do you think about my new design? Yeah, I'd say we really improved them. Go away. I say we really improved them. This is like giving rebelling, hot cheek punk part is it comes with a built-in cat toy. Since it was so warm in the summer, we actually are wanting to go when it's Närcon winter again, because it's gonna be less warm. So we'll see if we'll dress up for that. If we do, maybe I'll make a video on that too. Then I marked out where I wanted the grommets. Cut open the holes with an awl and scissors, and then just popped in the grommets. So since the corset is black, I did want black lacing, but I didn't have it on hand and I wasn't in the mood to buy more of it. So I decided to go into my closet and take the corset I made when I was 19. That wasn't very good quality, you know, a lot of raw seams on the inside and the boning was poking out and it was just zip ties. But it's better to begin and evolve than to never begin at all. I mean, this turned out decently. It doesn't have a lot of construction going on here, but that's because I didn't put it in. So yeah, it's fine, it's good. Let's move on to the shirt. Now I kinda wish I had put boning in the back, but too late, and it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. Let's move on, let's forget about it, just pretend that it's there, pretend like nothing of this ever happened. And the laces on that one was a really long shoelace for a knee boot. So I stole that and used it for this costume. And then it was time for the shirt. The bodice part is pretty much just a really big rectangle with a hole cut up for the neck. So I was gonna have her sleeves be pretty poofy, but I just remember that she also has a bow in her hair, and it's made of the same fabric as the shirt, so we're gonna have to not use all of it. Peach is trying to be a guide of where not to cut. And the sleeves are pretty much rectangles with a dome on the top. And you want that because that is a built-in gusset, so you can lift your arms better than if it wasn't there. And then I French-seamed it. So the funny thing is, if you did watch my Barbie video, you might have noticed that I actually wore this shirt in that video. I did the wrist hole instead of the shoulder hole. And there is Stacy in the window. Peach is actually in my lap while I am recording this, and she's cleaning herself and cleaning my leg, and it hurts. I don't know what our cat's fascination with scissors are, but every time I'm holding a scissor, they come and they want to play with it. And yeah, here you can see me cutting up the neck hole. We are gonna gather that in later, so it doesn't matter how wide it is, it's gonna fit no matter what. It's almost 9, and I'm starting to have a lot of hand sewing to do on this, so I plan on doing the cuffs now, so that I at least don't have anything more I need to machine sew while during this last hour. Here's the neck hole. Hi Peachy. And she's here now. And from the fabric that we cut from the neck hole. We're gonna do the cuffs. Yes, I know, Peach. I'm talking to myself. I'm mad. Peachy. Don't grope me. So now it's time to gather the arm cups. To do that, I put the length of my stitches to the longest. And people always say to not backstitch at either side, but I always do it at one edge because I think it holds the gathers better, like it won't start to slide out and continue off. And I always do that on the side where I start a stitch because I can't adjust that when I have already stitched it on anyways. And then the cuffs are also just rectangles that I have sewn on the edges and turned it. So I sew that like I did on the corset and then I hand stitched the inside. Here I also stitched the hem of the shirt. Here I'm making a tube for the drawstring. This is what's gonna make the shirt actually fit to our size. So yeah, as you can see, if you have a drawstring, it's gonna fit. It's gonna be loose, but I like when it's loose fitting. I feel like that's more comfortable anyways, and it doesn't look bad in this form anyways. And then I stitch on patches where there are raw corners, where the edges of the fabric doesn't meet quite. Which to choose? Because this is pearl, and you know that would be perfect for Ariel. But the problem is they can't be machine washed. This is plastic, and obviously that's good for all purpose, but it's plastic, so that's the negative. And then we have metal. It's not the prettiest, but it still works. But the problem is that metal can rust, so we're gonna ask Anders. Jag är med på video lite.
Va?
Nu får du vara med på video lite.
Okej.
Vilken knapp gillar du mest? För pärlemor passar ju till Ariel, men de kan inte tvättas i maskin.
Nej. Är de pärlemor?
De här är ju plast, de kan ju tvättas, men du vet det är plast.
Så den är ju fin.
Ja, it's not the prettiest.
Har du fler sådana?
Ja.
Ja, då så. Fast är det metall?
Det är metall. De kommer från väskorna på jobbet.
Ja, det är metall.
Ja.
Ta dem då.
And then I make a buttonhole stitch around the buttonhole and sew on the button. The shirt is complete. So if you want to remake this, what is it? If you want to remake it, but you don't want it to be as puffy here, you can just make it less wide. I made it really wide. Like if I untuck it, it's literally this. You could make it narrower and have it look more fitted to your body. No! And now it's time for the skirt. So both the shirt and skirt fabric are normal cotton ones. The shirt is a muslin and this is just a standard cotton. Okay, so the neighbor's dogs won't stop barking and they have been going at it for about 40 minutes, so I'm gonna have to do this anyway. I was contemplating on how to fix the edges on the skirt, but then I realized that the side of them are actually this. It's, what do you call it? It won't fray because it's the edge of it, so I don't have to hem it, I can just French seam it and it's gonna be fine. I did make it with some techniques inspired by the 18th century, where they had a big slit on both sides of the skirt and had bands in either side of the waistband, so you could tie it around yourself and it would fit no matter what, even if you fluctuated a little bit in weight, or if you bloated, or anything that the body goes through. And then the main skirt is just a really big rectangle that you just pleat down. I am not gonna have time to stitch on the waistband because we have a little issue and it's only 3 minutes left until it's too late to do anything, so I'm thinking if I will hem the bottom at least. So the selvage doesn't fray, which means that I didn't have to do anything. I could just do a very simple normal straight stitch and that was enough. And then of course I hemmed it. And no matter what, the cats always want to lay on my fabric while I'm working on it. I did make it too wide first, so I chopped off some of the pieces and reused the tape on the shorter version, and just did 2 really big pleats that are hidden on the inside. The reason I did it is because it was too bulky on the hips. For the bow, you're gonna need a rectangle of fabric that's sewn on all edges except the under one, a wire to hold the shape, and this to actually scrunch up the fabric. Oh, and stuffing. I did get out my tarlatan, which is just a starched cotton gauze, and I cut it out in the form of the metal wire, and then you just scrunch it up together in the middle and sew around. Take a middle part and just sew that on. Then I just used a normal hair clip to secure to my hair. And then all the pieces were done. It's so warm. We're dying. But at least we found art. We found what we were looking for.
Egentillverkad glass. Ja.
Så bara, ja, här är min onigiri och den som min pojkvän ska köpa extra.